coming in this hour. French Prime Minister Michel Barnier's government has lost a confidence vote in the National Assembly, deepening a political crisis and raising questions about the country's budget for the next year. A total of 331 legislators in France's 577-seat lower house of parliament on Wednesday voted to remove 73-year-old Barnier's centrist minority government. Far-left and hard-right opposition parties united to pass the motion after Barnier used special powers to push through budget measures without a parliamentary vote. Following the vote, Parliament Speaker Yael Braun-Pivet confirmed Barnier would now have to submit his resignation to President Macron and declared the session closed. Mehndi Garg is joining us for more details on this story. Mehndi, does this come as a blow for the French Prime Minister's government?
Well, Uday, French lawmakers have voted out to oust the government of Prime Minister Michel Barnier after just 3 months in office, and a historic move is being observed, which plunged the country further into political chaos. And also, Uday, for the first time in over 60 years, the National Assembly lower house has toppled the incumbent government, approving a no-confidence motion that had been proposed by the hard left, but which, crucially was backed by the far-right headed by Marine Le Pen. And also, talking about the Barnier's rapid ejection from office, it comes after a snap parliamentary elections this summer, which resulted in a hung parliament with, no party having an overall majority, and also the far right holding the key to the government's survival. And the President Emmanuel Macron has the unviable choice of picking a viable successor with over 2 years of his presidential term left. And also, the National Assembly has debated a motion brought by the hard left in a standoff over next year's austerity budget after the Prime Minister has posed through a social security financing bill without a vote. And also, with the support of the far right, a majority of 331 MPs in the 577-member chamber voted the oust of the government. And, talking about what all statements also came after this, then Speaker Yael Braun-Pivet has confirmed Barnier would now have to submit his resignation.
Sanjeev Srivastav, international affairs expert, is joining us now on the broadcast. Sanjeev, what does this mean now for France going ahead?
Well, Uday, I think this is certainly this will create a political uncertainty. Now the President Macron will have to decide the new Prime Minister, and that might take some time, because it will be difficult in this kind of situation and scenarios to find someone who has widespread support. Because Mr. Barnier, because of the kind of special provisions he attempted to exploit to push ahead its budgetary proposals, which was obviously being rejected by the various right and far right leaders in the French Parliament. So I think because of which there was a huge dissatisfaction, and that has led to the collapse of the Barnier government. And I think that has certainly created a political uncertain atmosphere in France. And the political crisis in France has now deepened, and new elections cannot be held before July. So I think someone has to be there to serve as Prime Minister, and that decision will be taken by President Macron now. But that might.
But what has led to Barnier losing confidence in such a short period of time?
Well, Uday, I think Mr. Barnier should have been careful, because the kind of special provisions he was attempting to use, and that has been termed as unconstitutional, and it was very unpopular move he was taking, and the kind of various austerity measures he was attempting to push through so that the various economic challenges which the France is facing could be handled. But I think that was not the proper way to address the French economic challenges, and austerity measures were not popular at all, and that has led to the various very huge dissatisfaction among the lawmakers, and they have decided to put his government down. And it is a very, very uncertain and shocking development has happened with regard to President Macron's choice of Mr. Barnier. So now we'll have to, President Macron will have to find out someone new, person who can replace as Prime Minister of France, and that process is difficult, and that might take some time.
Sanjeev Srivastava, appreciate you joining us with your perspective on that story. And on that note, slipping into a short break.